What's up, everybody? As you can already tell, it's that time of the month again for another review, and I thought this game was worth it. I'm going to touch base on a lot of topics, though, on a lot of things on this video, not just the simple things like, oh, how great it is. No, I'm going to talk about the negatives of this game, so please hear me out when I talk about this. You're going to want to watch this till the end. First, yes, I'm going to start out with some of the good things, but I'm going to work my way to the bad, and it'll be in between two, off and on, bad and good about it. But overall, you're going to get an honest review, and as always, guys, hope you enjoy. Alright, so first I want to start off by saying that the game was good. The game's fun, you know. If you're a guy that likes shooters, then this is a good shooter, you know. It's not bad, you know, it's not broken. It just has a few kinks that they need to work on, like the lag, and it's a little buggy, you know. And now there was an update though that came out recently, and it fixed it for a little bit, some of the problems. So hopefully after a few more updates it'll be a lot more smoother, so hang in there, guys. Also I want to tell you that the campaign is 30 plus hours. Yes, so if you're looking for a good long campaign with open world and parkour, and at the same time, you know, a destroyed America to run down and explore with side quests and stuff, then this is your game, because it's really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot right now. You can already tell from my channel that I've uploaded a couple of videos of the campaign already, doing the playthrough, and some random videos, like I did the first day live stream on the 17th. I know some people are having it on the 20th, the 19th, and other dates, but so I'm sorry for anybody else that hasn't got it yet. But definitely I hope some of my friends from England, Australia, otherwhere else, Ireland, I don't care, wherever else, just hopefully you guys get this game, because I honestly think it's worth it still, even after giving you this review. Yeah, 30 plus hours. The multiplayer reminds me a lot of Left 4 Dead, but more or less Payday 2. And if you guys don't know how Payday 2 works, it's a game about 4 bank robbers, which, yes, it's only 4-player co-op for multiplayer. The campaign is not multiplayer. The 4-player co-op in the game is fun and interactive, because you got to communicate, you got to do teamwork. The game is very challenging. The game is also a good challenge. You know, it's not easy. You know, even if you have some guns on you that are good, you know, it's still a challenge, because you got to know exactly where to go, what to do, and how to do it. That being said, I also like some of the mechanics that they added in the game that was more or less realistic than The Division. And just to put a note out on there, yes, I will be comparing this to other games, like I did with the multiplayer with Payday 2. It's just like Payday 2 in multiplayer. The Division didn't really catch my interest as much as this game, because in this game, instead of traveling on foot all the time like Division, you get a motorbike to traverse through the entire open world. You don't just do parkour, so that's fun. The parkour reminds me a little bit of Dying Light, just a tad, but Dying Light still had a faster paced parkour gameplay to it, so I enjoyed that one a little bit more. Sorry if I'm coughing. I do that sometimes, so apologies. Anyways, the reason I say it's like Payday 2 also is because it's not just 4-player, but yeah, it's all about teamwork in multiplayer. There's no competitiveness, there's no versus mode, there's no TDM or free-for-all, even though that would be epic and awesome, like, you know, have a KPA versus resistance type of gameplay. I think that we can all agree that that would be amazing. But that being said, I also disagree with it at the same time, because the game's all about teamwork, and, you know, if we're all going to be on the same side here, I think it's fair that we all work together, you know. I mean, that's like having a cops and robbers multiplayer mode on Payday 2. That just, you know, it would make it a lot better, yeah, because it'd draw more attention from other different gamers that don't like just a work together type of scenario. You could work, you know, you could work together with a team, but also against another team of players. So I understand where people are coming from, and yeah, I think that I understand both sides, how gamers want there to be a versus mode where you can play against other players, PvP, and I also agree with the other side where the developers was talking about, where they had a good point where they want everyone to just work together. You know, there's not even a leaderboards on here, guys. There is no leaderboards in multiplayer. You know, and I think that's a first, you know, that I've ever seen for a shooter like this. And I kind of agree with it though, because that's so repetitive. I mean, every shooter has a leaderboard. Every shooter has a PvP, you know, so they both have fair points, you know, gamers and developers alike, you know, so I have respect for both opinions, and I agree with both opinions in different ways. But that being said, I also want to point the simple fact out that the multiplayer has skill trees just like Payday 2, and that that's also a huge important factor. The more you level up, the more better you get, obviously. And it is not hard to level up, but it takes a while to level up, and I kind of like that. That means you got to work hard for what you earn, which I like that, you know. I don't like games where you just level up so quick, kind of like Black Ops, you know, for example. I mean, I enjoy Black Ops. I'm pretty sure you guys already know this. I play it all the time, or at least my friends on PlayStation know. But yeah, on there, you know, you level up after getting a few kills, you know, because you can get easy to level 3 or 4 on there, 5, 10, 15. It's easy to level up on Call of Duty, but it's difficult to level up on here only because of the time consuming it takes. You know, it's very time consuming. You gotta actually play like, you know, 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 different missions in order to actually just level up, you know, at least 1 or 2 times. And the reason I say that and it doesn't sound long is because unlike modes like Team Deathmatch or Free for All, how those are modes, this game's not like that, guys. This is not like that, and that's why I don't know if there will be PvP. But at the same time, there still might be a chance for them to implement that into the game later on in the future. As far as I know, the multiplayer DLC is free. That's not yet confirmed that I know about, but you can Google it, figure it out on your own if it is or not. But if that's true, that might help the game's popularity and help out any of you guys if you're deciding to get it or not. But anyway, yeah, they don't have modes. They have missions, and missions are like where you got goals. Okay, like for example, the one you're watching here on the screen, the mission here was to hack these computers or terminals and get into a satellite to find the signal of and ping the signal of these snipers. And these snipers are for the KPA, which is Korean People's Army. And basically, if you hack into these satellites through these computers on ground, you can get the signal to where the whereabouts of where these snipers are, and then you got to take out these snipers. So you're basically hunting the hunters, and when you get the KPA's sniper group that's been killing some of your friends on the resistance, you have to go to an evac place underground in the subway stations. So yeah, the game has objectives like this, and there's even more that are more complicated than this one. I heard they're expected to add 12 more missions through the DLCs. They didn't say about different, you know, modes, like adding a PvP, and they didn't say anything about campaign DLC. So if you guys are asking about that, there's nothing there about that. Also, I want to talk about the graphics, just to get this out the way, because I'm not a graphics nerd. I don't give two fucks. As long as it looks decent, that's fine. The graphics are great, guys. They're not bad. They're good. They're good. Alright? So anybody looking for a game with good graphics, there. Now those gamers are satisfied. Alright, moving on to more important things. The gameplay is slightly smooth, but like I said, through a few more updates, it should be more smooth and more capable of entertaining you, because right now it's a little, you know, it's, how should I put it? It's not slow paced. It's just the lag kind of ruins the fun for the moment, but over time I'm hoping that they'll fix that, because if they don't, that may pull a huge impact on how I feel about the game in the distant future. But that also being said, I think the game has a lot of potential behind it. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the game is a genius in the making, you know. I think it's really fun, you know. I think it's really great. I think it's still, to me, better than Division, because instead of third person you get first person, which is a lot better. And also, that being said, you know, the Division was a great game too, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a fan of it. I didn't really care for it. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that some of you actually did like it, you know? And I'm not saying that you guys are idiots for liking it. I think every gamer has their own taste and opinion and what they like and want. And anyway, what I'm trying to say and get to the point of is I prefer this over the Division. I think we can all agree on that from obviously how I'm talking. But that still doesn't mean I hate Division. I just really highly prefer this. Also, I also like the story better because the story to me on here was a lot more better and draws you in to where you actually fight and take back your land from the Koreans. You know, it makes more sense how they took over a little bit of the U.S. soil and like they got camps and shit set up in bases, and they're basically trying to take the U.S. soil. And they joined forces. South Korea joined forces with North Korea because they took back South. And the story is basically that you gotta stop the entire Korean country because now it's called the Unified Korea, you know, instead of North and South Korea. And also, I guess I don't know if this is true or not, but I think China is kind of helping them with artillery and reinforcements and a lot of other things like food supplies over here in America. But basically they got concentration camps for the Americans, and it's just shit's gone to hell. It's like Korea's turned into the Nazi regime. Also, I wanted to point out that the story for Division, the reason I didn't like it is because the chickenpox thing was stupid, okay? Let's be honest. That was a really corny ass, have no idea what they were thinking type of story. I didn't care much for the story. The chickenpox thing was boring and dull, and it just didn't make sense. And not to mention, I'm just going to put this out there. I know this is a review for Homefront, but I tried telling people when Division came out with the beta that it was going to be like Destiny, where it's repetitive and you guys are just going to do stuff kind of like raids on Destiny. I ended up being right. And but still there's people that like it, you know, so that's fine if you like that repetitiveness. That's fine. I know a lot of gamers do. I mean, Call of Duty every year, TDM and all that, so I can't really speak. I like repetitiveness. But the how Destiny did it, I didn't like. And that's how Division did it. So that's why I don't like Division. And honestly, this game all around is I would rate it, if you wanted to ask my opinion from a 1 to 10 scale, I'd give it an 8.5 at the most. And that's because it has potential, the graphics are good, the bugs can be fixed over updates, because that's what game hasn't come out for the first day and, you know, been a little buggy or glitchy, you know, that was so bad that you lost interest for a while or something, or you had to take a break. I just feel like, you know, at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion, you know. You may disagree with everything I just said, or you may agree with all of it, you know. But I'm not here to, you know, kiss nobody's ass. I'm here to give you my honest opinion on this game. That's what I do with my reviews. I just give you my opinion about it, share thoughts about it, what could be better, what wasn't the best about it. And yeah, that's just how it is, you know. And the game with its campaign, I liked it better also because it does take place in the future in Philadelphia. It's the year 2029, yeah. But they don't overdo it like all these other games, like, you know, Black Ops, Advanced Warfare, I think Call of Duty is the only one that's really boosted that. Yeah, really, I think it's just gone too far with that future bull crap. I like how Homefront proves that the future doesn't gotta be high-tech, you know? I feel like the game is just high-tech enough for you to still be modern, and for it to still have this gray area of realism. So I really highly respect that the developers kept that modern age type of look and feel to it, because that's a problem that Call of Duty didn't have, is that they didn't give you that edge, you know, in the game. It didn't give you that feel like, oh, just because it's the year 2065 doesn't mean it's got to be futuristic. You know, I'm doubt we're gonna have like these like laser lightsabers blades like the Spectre come out, and I'm sure we're not gonna turn invisible like that. I mean, right now at the moment we have things in development like that in the military. I've already heard about that invisible cloak that can be on camera and invisible only on camera, and I know that exosuits are not far off from the future because we actually have even some that would come to the market for style in the future to stores, maybe. Like there's a thin one that was recently talked about. I might even share that with you guys in a discussion video if you guys would like that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this game, is that it's still modern, it's still great, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you agreed, comment if you have anything else to say.